The silent mourner, the sky above the alien moon was dark blue, filled with slow-moving clouds and distant stars. The air was quiet, almost too quiet. No sound of birds. No voices. Only the wind passed through the crystal trees. Eli stepped carefully between glowing stones. They weren't just stones, they were graves. He had come to this planet to deliver food and medical supplies. He didn't expect to stay longer than 2 days. But something kept pulling him back to the graveyard. It was her. Every time he visited, she was there kneeling in front of the same grave. She had silver skin, long dark hair, and sharp eyes full of pain. Her cloak was made of soft black feathers. She didn't move much. She didn't look at anyone. But tears always slid down her cheeks, glowing faintly in the moonlight. She was an alien, yes, but her sadness was easy to understand. Anyone could see she was in pain. The other locals avoided her. She's the warrior's widow, one shopkeeper had told him. Her mate died in battle. Now she waits for death. Eli didn't believe in waiting for death. He believed in standing up, even when everything felt broken. Maybe that's why he started bringing her small things, a flower from Earth, a warm drink, or a clean cloth for the dust. She never spoke. She never looked up. But she didn't throw his gifts away, either. That was something. On the 5th evening, Eli sat on a stone nearby. He didn't speak. He didn't move. He just watched the stars. Maybe she liked the silence. Maybe not. Still, he stayed. After an hour, he stood to leave. But then something changed. "Why do you keep watching me cry, human?" Her voice came. Soft and slow. Eli stopped. His heart jumped. He turned back. She was still kneeling, but her eyes were on him now. Deep, shining eyes like silver water. He walked a little closer and crouched beside her, careful not to step on the grave. The stone was marked with alien letters and a strange symbol like a sword inside a sun. "I don't like seeing anyone cry alone," he said simply. She looked away, wiping her face with the edge of her cloak. "I am Lara. My mate's name was Keller. He was a hero. He died protecting your people." Eli felt something tighten in his chest. "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't know." "No one does," she said. "No one came to thank him. Not even a single message from the humans he saved. Just silence." Eli sat down beside her on the cold grass. "That's wrong," he said. "He deserved better." She didn't reply. They sat together for a long time. The wind moved gently around them. The grave glowed with a soft blue light. Finally, Eli said, "What happened to him?" Lara closed her eyes. "He was sent to guard a human convoy. There was an ambush. The humans escaped. My Keller stayed to fight. He destroyed the enemy ship, but his own was damaged. It exploded before help came." Eli stared at the ground. "He saved their lives." "Yes," she said, "but they forgot him." Eli looked at the grave, then at her. "I won't forget, and I'll stay with you. As long as you want me to." Lara turned to him slowly. Her eyes shimmered again. "Why?" "Because no one should carry pain alone," he said. "Not on any planet." A small silence passed between them. Then Lara nodded. "Just once." Eli stood. "I'll come back tomorrow. I'll bring some real coffee. Earth style." She looked at him, her lips almost forming a smile. "I've never had Earth coffee." "You'll like it," he said. "It's bitter, but it warms you from the inside." As he walked away, the wind picked up again. But it didn't feel so cold anymore. Back at his ship, Eli couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about her face, about her tears, and about the way the galaxy could forget people who gave everything. He made a promise to himself. She would never cry alone again. The warrior's widow the next day. Eli returned to the graveyard before sunrise. He carried a small bag with 2 cups and a thermos full of strong earth coffee. Lara was already there. She stood this time tall and quiet, her back straight, her cloak moving in the wind. She turned when she heard his steps. "I didn't think you'd come back," she said softly. "I made a promise," Eli said. "And I brought coffee." He poured the dark drink into both cups and handed one to her. She took it carefully, sniffed it, then sipped. Her eyes widened slightly. "It's bitter," she said. "Told you," Eli smiled, "but strong." "Like memory," Eli looked at her. "You speak in poetry." "I speak in pain," Lara replied. "But pain teaches you the right words." They sat down together on a large flat stone, facing the glowing grave of her mate, Keller. Lara looked at the stone for a long time before she spoke again. "He was not just my mate. He was a protector, a leader. He wore the flame crest." Eli blinked. "The what?" She touched the symbol carved into the stone sword inside Sun. "The flame crest. It means you vow to protect life, even beyond your own tribe. It is the highest honor." Eli felt something heavy settle in his chest. "And still, no one came? No one? Not even a message," she whispered. Then she pulled something from inside her cloak. "A small silver crystal." "What's that?" Eli asked. "Keller's final memory stone. He sent it to me before his ship exploded." She placed it in Eli's hand. "Play it." Eli activated the crystal. A soft light glowed, and Keller's voice filled the air. It was deep and calm, even as alarms echoed in the background. "Lara, my son, this will be my last message. We were ambushed. Someone gave the enemy our path. I will hold them off. But if I fall, don't trust Darnell. He's not what he seems." Eli froze. "Darnell," Lara nodded. "You know." "The name?" Eli's face turned pale. "Captain Darnell. He works on the orbital station above this planet. I delivered supplies there last week." Lara looked at him sharply. "And you know what I must do." "What?" "I must bring the truth to light. For Keller, for others like him." Eli hesitated. "If Darnell betrayed your mate, he's dangerous." "I am not afraid," she said. Eli stood slowly. "Then I'll help you. We go together." She looked surprised. "Why would you help me? This is not your fight." He looked into her silver eyes. "It is now. You said your mate gave his life to save humans. That means he saved me too, in a way. And I don't forget debts." Lara nodded. "Then prepare, human. We go to the stars." As they walked back toward his ship, the wind blew strong through the graveyard. But this time, Lara walked without tears. The warrior's widow had cried for long enough. Now she was ready to rise. The names of betrayal. Eli's ship was small but fast. As they lifted off from the moon's surface, Lara stood near the window, her eyes locked on the sky ahead. She didn't speak much during the flight, but her hands stayed tightly closed around. The memory crystal. Eli broke the silence. "We'll reach the orbital station in 3 hours." She nodded. "Good. That's where the lies began." Eli glanced back. "You really believe Captain Darnell betrayed your husband?" Lara didn't answer right away. Then she opened her hand. Inside was a second object, a small, flat disk. "This is Keller's encrypted file. He sent it in secret. I never opened it. Until now." She placed it into the ship's console. The screen blinked. Accessing memory log. Voice print. Keller. Commander rank classified level UNOC KD lines of code appeared, followed by short audio files and old message logs. One stood out. It was dated. Just 2 days before Keller's death. Message from Captain J. Darnell. Convoy route updated. Tell your squad to use Path C instead. Keep it quiet. Orders from above. Lara's voice turned cold. There was no Path C. That route was near pirate space. Eli's hands clenched on the control stick. He walked them into a trap. They listened to more files. One message. Had Keller arguing with someone. You changed the path without command approval. It's above your rank, soldier. Follow orders. Then dash static dot, then silence dot. Eli looked at Lara. He was set up. She nodded. And now I want answers. As the ship approached the orbital station, Eli sent a docking request. The screen buzzed, and a face appeared. This is orbital control. Identify yourself. Supply ship, the Firebird. Requesting dock for standard fuel and restock. Approved. Bay 7. Lara stepped back from the screen. We'll need to be careful. You're wearing a warrior's cloak, Eli said. You'll draw attention. She pulled up her hood. Let them look. I want them to see who walks beside me. The station was large, with clean silver walls, blinking lights, and long corridors filled with officers, robots, and travelers. But when Lara entered, people moved aside. Some whispered. Others stared. That's her, one voice said. The widow. She shouldn't be here. Eli kept close beside her. Do you know where we're going? She nodded. The archive room. The truth is always hiding in records. They reached a security door, marked Command Archives, authorized personnel only. Lara stepped forward. I still have clearance. Keller gave me emergency access. She pressed her hand to the scanner. It blinked red, then green. Access. GRANTD inside the room. Glowing data panels filled the walls. Lara moved quickly, her fingers dancing across the screen. Keller told me Darnell used the fake orders to reroute multiple squads. Mine was not the only loss. She pulled up files marked. Classified. Shadow routes. Eli read the list. Over a dozen missions. All ended in ambush. All led by Captain Darnell. They called it bad luck, Lara said. But this isn't luck. It's betrayal. Suddenly, alarms blared. Security breach detected. Archive room lockdown in 60 seconds. Eli turned. They know we're here. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Heavy boots. Multiple guards. Lara grabbed a glowing memory chip from the console. This has everything. Then let's run. Eli shouted dot as the door burst open. Lara threw a small flash device. Bright light filled the room. Guards shouted. Lasers fired wildly. Eli pulled her through a side exit. Sparks flew. Sirens screamed. They ran down a service corridor, hearts pounding, footsteps echoing behind them. Inside a dark storage bay, they finally stopped to breathe. Eli leaned against a crate, panting. That was close. Lara nodded, holding the chip. Tightly. We have the names now. We have proof. But they'll come after us. I don't care, she said. Let them chase. This isn't just about Keller anymore. It's about every warrior who's betrayed. Eli looked at her with new respect. She wasn't just a widow anymore. She was a storm. Ending twist, Lara whispered, we take this to Earth, to the Council. They will hear Keller's voice, whether they want to or not. The station above the moon, the stolen ship was safe. For now, Eli flew the Firebird into the shadows of a nearby asteroid belt, just beyond the orbital station's radar. There, he powered down the engines and let the silence take over. Lara stood near the front window, her hands pressed against the glass. In the distance, the orbital station floated like a silver crown above the moon. That was where Captain Darnell still lived, still smiled, still fooled the galaxy. He walks free, Lara whispered. While my Keller sleeps beneath the soil, Eli nodded. Not for long. She turned to him. I want to face him? Face him? Eli blinked. You mean in person? Yes, Lara said. I want him to see my face when the truth is revealed. Eli looked unsure. It's risky. He knows we stole something. He'll have guards. I am not afraid, she said. I am already broken. What more can he do? Eli was silent for a moment. Then he checked his wrist console. The station is holding a military review today. Public gathering. Officers present. Council feeds broadcasting. Lara's eyes lit with cold fire. Perfect. We show the truth to them all. Hours later, the Firebird docked under a different name freighter X-27 using fake credentials. Eli had kept hidden for smuggling jobs. They wore cloaks and walked carefully through the side halls of the station, away from guards and scanners. Lara clutched the chip in her sleeve. Then they reached the central hall, a large, open dome filled with flags, officers, reporters, and high-ranking council members. Captain Darnell stood on a platform, smiling, giving a speech. Peace is won by sacrifice, he said proudly. And I salute the brave warriors, human and alien, who serve the Alliance. Lara's fists clenched. Lies. Eli whispered, Are you sure? She nodded. Now. She stepped forward and threw back her hooed gasps spread through the crowd. Is that? The widow. She shouldn't be here. Darnell's eyes narrowed as he spotted her. Security. Remove. But Lara raised her voice. Play the message. Now. Eli tapped his console, connecting the chip to the hall's audio broadcast. The speakers buzzed, and Keller's voice echoed across the dome. If I die, protect Lara, and never trust Darnell. Then the second recording played. The one with Darnell giving false orders. Tell your squad to use Path C. Keep it quiet. Orders from above. Murmurs exploded into shouts. Reporters turned cameras. Officers froze. Captain Darnell tried to speak, but his words caught in his throat. Lara stepped onto the platform. My mate died because of your greed. And you stood here, decorated with medals, while his memory was buried. Darnell reached for a hidden blaster, but Lara was faster with one swift motion. She pulled a small glowing blade from her cloak. It wasn't for killing. It was a mark of warriors. She pointed it at him. I will not strike you, but I will not let you run. Guards rushed forward, not toward her, but toward Darnell. He backed away, shouting, This is a setup. It's fake. The council members stood up. One of them, an older human admiral, shook his head. No, it's his voice. It's his orders. Arrest him. Later that night, Lara sat with Eli near a quiet observation window in the station's upper levels. The stars outside looked softer somehow. Your mate would be proud, Eli said. Lara looked down. Keller was a flame, strong, bright, and short-lived. I was the shadow that followed him. Eli smiled. You're not a shadow anymore. She turned to him. Her eyes still held sadness, but there was something new too. Hope. You helped me. Bring truth, she said. You gave me a voice again. Eli took her hand. And I meant what I said. You'll never cry alone again. Lara didn't let go. Not this time. Ending twist. The council offered her land, honor, and a title. But she refused them all with one simple answer. I don't want rewards. I want to keep standing beside him. Escape with the truth. The truth had been spoken. The recordings were heard across the station, across channels, and even beyond, reaching parts of the galaxy that never knew the name Keller before. But truth is dangerous. By the next morning, Eli's name was flagged on every spaceport. Lara's image was shared across bounty networks. Not everyone wanted the truth out, especially those who were part of Darnell's deals. Inside a cold chamber of the station, Eli paced while Lara stared at a small hologram. It was her and Keller. Years ago, standing under a twin-sun sky. You can still stay. Eli said. The council cleared you. You're free. She looked at him. And you? I'm not, he sighed. They still think I hacked the system, stole restricted data. You did, Lara reminded. He smirked. For a good reason. She stepped closer. Then we leave. Together. He blinked. Are you sure? You said I'd never cry alone. Again. I will not let you run alone either. They moved through back corridors, dressed in mechanic uniforms. Lara had traded her warrior cloak for a plain brown coat, but her eyes still held the fire of someone who had fought for love and won. Their path to the hangar was blocked. Patrols were thicker. Cameras tracked faster. And then they heard the voice. This is Commander Tal. Eli and the alien female are wanted for violating Alliance Tech protocol. Orders. Bring them in alive or dead. Eli cursed. That's not just bounty hunting. That's a kill order. Lara's hand found his. Then we fight. No, Eli said. We outsmart them. He led her into a side shaft, then down into the ventilation systems. Tight tunnels full of steam, sparks and metal echoes. Behind them, footsteps. Closer. A red light turned on above the shaft. Tracking system. Lara pulled out a small EMP device. From her coat, stolen from Darnell's locker. She threw it behind them. Boom. The light died. Alarms shut off. Darkness returned. They ran in the hangar. 2 ships waited. One was a fast cruiser. Brand new. Untouched. The other was Eli's old Firebird, battered, scratched, but loyal. Lara looked at both. The cruiser is faster. The Firebird knows. U.S., Eli said. It's home. She smiled slightly. Then we fly with home. As they boarded, a final patrol blocked the hangar door. One officer raised a weapon. Step down. You're under arrest. Lara stepped forward. Do you remember? Keller? The officer hesitated. Yes, he saved my brother. Then let us go. For him. The officer paused, lowered the weapon. Go. The Firebird launched into space, its engines blazing blue across the stars. Inside the ship, safe for now, Lara stared at the stars. I could have had a new title, she said. Land, honor, my name in stone. But you didn't want it, Eli said. She turned. No, I wanted freedom. Not to stand on a stage, but to stand beside someone who wouldn't let me fall. He stepped closer. I didn't save you, Lara. He said, you saved me. She looked down at their hands, his rough, hers graceful but scarred. They fit. Ending twist. On the ship's console, a message appeared. Transmission received. New report of hidden traitors in high ranks. Help requested. Lara's eyes narrowed. Keller wasn't the only one they tried to silence. She turned to Eli. Are you ready for one more flight? Eli smiled. Only if you're the one beside me. The vow before the stars. Firebird floated in open space. No patrols. No threats. Just stars. Eli sat at the console, staring at the latest transmission. A distress beacon. It was from a border colony, far from the central systems. Another name mentioned in Keller's stolen. Data. Another place where betrayal might live. We said we'd rest. Lara said quietly behind him. Eli turned to see her standing near the window again, the stars reflecting in her silver eyes. I know, he said. But something about this one feels familiar. She walked over, holding something small, a ring, not a weapon. Not from her planet, a human ring. It was in the storage box on your ship, she said softly. Eli took it, surprised. That was my mother's. She wore it until the day she died, didn't she? Lara asked. Eli nodded slowly. How did you know? Because you hold on to grief the same way I do. There was silence for a moment, peaceful, not painful. Then Lara said, Eli, I once thought my heart died with Keller. that I could never trust again, never laugh again, never feel warmth. And now? He asked. She stepped closer, her voice a whisper. Now I see the stars again. He looked at her carefully. What do you want, Lara? Truly? She paused out then. With steady eyes and calm breath, she said, I want you. I want the man who sat beside a silent mourner, who brought bitter coffee and gentle words, who stood with me in fire and never once let go. Eli's heart beat faster. She opened her palm, revealing a second ring silver, with the flame crest of her people engraved inside. I don't care what the galaxy says, she said. This is my vow. She placed her ring in his hand. We live, we heal, together. Eli swallowed hard. Then he smiled, the kind that reaches the soul. He took both rings and held them tight. I promise, he said, you'll never cry alone again. Not in this life. Not in the next. Later, the Firebird turned toward the outer colony. Lara sat beside Eli in the pilot seat, not as a widow, not as a warrior, but as a partner. The stars opened before them, and the galaxy, broken and wide, waited for their light. Final lines. Narration style. In a galaxy that forgot too many good names, a human and an alien widow rewrote one truth. Love doesn't need to speak the same language. It only needs someone who refuses to walk away. And sometimes, the ones who carry the heaviest grief become the strongest light in the dark.